Okay, let's try doing something in 9/8 and then resolve it, so to speak, to 4/4. Now, this term resolve that I'm using is, you wouldn't want to use that in like your college music theory class. Resolving means something that happens between chords and it's a harmonic thing. But I like to think about rhythm while I'm writing music as having resolving moments. This is not like a music theory thing. This is like a composition thing. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in an odd meter. Let's use 9/8. Then I'm going to try to resolve it to 4/4. Now, first, let's think about the difference between 9/8 and 4/4. What this means is that 9/8 has actually one more eighth note than 4/4 does. So, because 4/4 has 4 quarter notes, which means it has 8 eighth notes, right? So it is essentially 8/8, and we're going to do something in 9/8. So what that means is that throughout the 9/8 section, I'm going to be giving them one extra eighth note, and that's going to feel odd, and then I'm going to take it away in the 4/4. Now, in addition to that, 9/8 patterns, we tend to feel it as groups of 3. So if I did something like this, over and over, I'm just going to do something really repetitive so that it feels, we get the sense of it fairly fast. So here I have 9 eighth notes and 9/8. Okay, I'm going to repeat that a couple times. Let's do it, I don't know, a bunch. Okay, that's probably good. Now I'm going to switch to 4/4 here. Now, I'm not going to put in the exact same music because this feeling of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is going to be gone, and we're going to feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. So we're going to feel it a little differently. So instead, I'm still going to use eighth notes so that it feels kind of the same, but let's just alternate like that. Okay, let's give it 3 bars of that. Okay, let's see if I did it. So let's look back at it. So let's ignore this measure. So 9/8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way to here. And when we get here, we're suddenly going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Actually, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that should feel like some kind of resolution to me. Well, let's hear it. Okay, it doesn't hit you over the head, that's for sure, and just this simple, 3-note pattern, but it does have a feeling of change, like a big feeling of change here. But to be totally honest, what I kind of felt like was this was the tension and this was the release, because we were getting so used to this 9/8 pattern. This starts to feel like we're being deprived of one note there. So that feels like the tension in this particular case, which is interesting. So let's resolve it by going back to our 9/8. Okay, let's see if this now feels like the tension and then this feels like a resolution when we get there. That's interesting. I kind of think it does. So I think that's just a case of using just such a simple melody where what we actually did is made the feeling of taking away this E note here, on the pattern, and then when we bring it back, that's the kind of resolution that I was looking for. Interesting. But you can see, no matter which one is the release and which one is the tension maker, by shifting meters, we definitely created some kind of dramatic shift in the feeling of the music without really doing much else. It's just the pattern. Okay, with that, let's move on and talk about just rhythms without changing the meter, but just rhythms, how you can create interesting rhythmic moments that have a sense of drama and a sense of tension and release without changing meters. In our next section,